This is like music. I was getting into it.
You're getting into it. You're going.
You
look clear tonight, Vince. You look really clear tonight. I will say that.
I am. You know, I checked the speed on the laptop over here. At one point, I'm going back to the stupid computer that I paid a lot of money for. But you know, I feel like I'm clear. I just turned the saturation down, so I look tan, even though I'm probably not.
Yeah.
You know, what a day.
I mean, it's summer. You could be working on your tan. It's okay.
I'm trying. I'm outside a lot right now, working.
We already have a channel membership before I say what's up to everyone, because we have to celebrate 27 months for Magma. 27 months. Magma. And the Box of Fun was fire this year. Happy PFO. We'll definitely talk about the Box of Fun tonight. I definitely think there was a lot of good pieces. We are all worried when we saw something earlier, but I think
me and John had to talk people off the ledge last week. Like, I felt like it was like a therapy session last week. And man, the next day came and everything started changing quite rapidly.
Well, we got Travis celebrating 2 months. Welcome in, Travis, again. Welcome, and thank you for being a channel member. Remember, if you are a channel member, reach out to me on Instagram if you want to be added to the classroom on Instagram. It's our Instagram group for any channel members. And then we of course have David here. Happy PFO Thursday to Josh and Vince, because you know John is not on vacation. We just he just disappears. So let's see what time is everyone guessing John will come on. I want to maybe we can play some bets here. Something going on.
I would say 9:32.
9:32. Ooh. Oh, Travis, thank you for gifting a membership as well. Appreciate that. Always appreciate any of the channel members. If you guys aren't a channel member too, be aware, like a lot of times I'll give you early access to the videos, maybe a couple hours early. You'll get early access to a video and get notifications. Like tomorrow, we're doing our Box of Fun videos, so you get to see what fire we pull. I know Vince pulled some fire today. He dropped his box. Barry, welcome. 22 months, so almost 2 years. You're like right there. You're like, oh, so
on
close.
The cusp,
so close. Say. I see Jason's here as well. I saw a bunch of other people I have to welcome in. I mean, we can't forget all the early birds, including Travis was here early, but we got Evelyn here early. We also had Ace here early. We got all kinds of Anna here hanging out with us early on. David's always early. Michelle, welcome in. Brian, cross save. Jeremy, welcome. We got all kinds of people joining us tonight, and it's a good. I think now we soaked it all in from the weekend. I think there was a weekend of news and reveals, and we didn't get a chance to talk about all those last Thursday because they weren't here. Of course, I wasn't here first off, but also a lot of the news was speculation stuff.
Yes.
We saw a lot of this is coming, this might be there. We see these things, but we did not have, here's what's going on, here's what's happening. So definitely want to get into the Fundays, not just Box of Fun, but Fundays, I think, to talk about. You guys probably talked about the Box of Fun a little bit last week. I tried to catch the replay. I think I got through most of it, kind of had it playing in the background while I was working and stuff like that.
Got a little bit boring.
I mean, I wasn't there.
It was John, wasn't it? It was John that made it boring,
totally
right?
John. It was totally John until you froze, Vince, and then it was
Son of a gun. Yeah, you're right. I did. It probably was then me, and you're like, you know what? I can't take this anymore. I get that.
So definitely a lot of great things though, because it didn't sell out, but it finally did sell out. I wonder how many people went and were able to get other boxes, because I know they sent out boxes pretty quick. They were ready to mail those things out. They weren't playing around. I think they made them a lot easier to pack this year too. Multiples, they had the right box sizes for 4. They had easy way to get out the boxes really quick. I saw people that ordered 1. It just kind of came in the box that was sorted in, I think in. I saw that. It was
kind of double boxed. It's not technically
it is.
Double
it's
box,
in a box, in a box at least. It is kind of double box. So and nothing survives the mail anymore. It seems it's hit or miss.
Our boxes this week.
We recorded another video and we had some pretty damaged stuff. And
Yeah, if you watch our
You had
video,
damage there, man. You had some damage.
yeah.
Mine was nothing compared to what you guys had with a box that's always well packed and everything. There's nothing you can avoid.
No, not when it gets like that. I'm actually surprised that the soda stayed inside that box because it was completely ripped open.
Yeah. I think a lot of people had, you know, a lot of like, how many people here in the chat got a box of fun? There's like 70 people almost in here. How many people at least got one box of fun, like online, in person, whatever you got? I'm
And
curious.
did you
about how
like
many
it?
people
And
at least
did you
got
like
one.
did you like your box that you got in? Because I kind of said it in our video too, Josh. Like it hit my wheelhouse every which way. I mean, really,
Yeah,
like Voltron, GI Joe, Turtles, like
there's a lot
every
of
one
good
of my
variety.
collections. Yeah,
Yeah.
the a couple of the horror ones. I didn't even know there was a Dracula. I seen people
Oh,
commenting on our
that's
video
one.
today.
That's one definitely I saw that I would want. I know there's both the Michael Myers that were in the show only boxes. So there were like, I only think the one Dracula, right? There was no other version of Dracula, like
I didn't
glitter
see any
or
other.
diamond or anything. There's one. I try to stay away from too many of the leaks. I mean, I saw people's boxes, of course, but I didn't want to know like what box we had.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And
I specifically stayed away from like figuring out bundle numbers and that kind of thing. Specifically, I didn't even want to say it in the video. Like I didn't even look other than looking at we did get a show box. So
yeah,
that
I
was
mean,
kind of
that's all
crazy.
I looked is we got boxes. I wanted to see if we got a show box or not. I do have one more coming. That was the rewards points that I spent. So the rewards point, I'm waiting for that box. Who knows when that'll come? Like I
Yeah.
think it'll just randomly show up one day. But that would be awesome if that was a show box because there's definitely a couple pieces from the show that I've been like itching to get. So I'd probably go after a couple of them. I did have to pick up one soda from the show that was a must, and you actually pulled it. So I'm glad you pulled it as well too. But you pulled the show soda that I wanted the most out
That
of any of the
thing,
sodas.
man, I don't
I'm not
care.
gonna give it away. I'll let people
No,
watch your video.
we could give it away, Josh. I don't even care. You know what I mean? Let's
Right?
talk about it. We pulled that proto, uh, the kaiju, right? Kaiju proto.
Yeah, here I think I actually have it on the slides because I wanted to talk about the sodas because I think it's
That
important just to talk about the sodas in general because we had some really good like stuff. So
I had a
Fundays in
picture of
general.
the glow. Look at this. Well,
Oh,
can
here
you bring me up real quick? I'm gonna show you the picture of the
maybe
Look at the glow on this thing.
there we go. Oh, I know
I
that glow.
mean,
That glow is so fire. I mean
very
it,
similar to the
and I
Godzilla glow,
so I
but
saw what was the other one I saw? I saw the there's a green version I think in the online boxes.
oh, are
I
you
think
thinking
that
of
one's
the
only
Night of
500.
the Dummy or Night
No,
of the Living Dummy?
there's not a glow, but it's a
Oh, a
green guy.
glow of
500.
proto.
I think Jeremy got it. It's in the online boxes. So
Oh, the
I saw
500 piece.
500 piece green one. Yeah. I like the
Okay.
white one better though. I think it stands out a little more. I think they did a really good job with that. So, I mean, this is kind of just a glimpse of like the online boxes. Like this is just an example. There are a couple that I almost forgot about. I forgot about the Metalhead Turtles one.
Yeah, Metalhead. I gotta add
There's
that. We got
both.
Leonardo. I gotta add that.
That's a good
Dracula.
glow too.
Yeah.
So there's some fire pieces in here. We did our video, so it should be coming out tomorrow. So you guys can watch that tomorrow. Watch Vince's tonight. I don't know if John's got theirs coming this weekend or what. But it finally did sell out. I think if you didn't get it, I think you missed out on a decent box. Like I think it had good enough. Now everyone's gonna get something they hate, at a certain point, or not like, or don't collect. But you know what? Someone else wants that. I mean, you can just
Mhm.
look at this box here. There's stuff in here that would be awesome to get, and there's stuff like, it's all right, but there's other stuff. I think the hard part we talked about is the lanterns. There was so many lanterns. Um, the lanterns were interesting because there was both a translucent and a regular one. It didn't
Yeah.
have it marked on there though, like on the box. So a lot of people didn't know the difference, but you have to look close. And they mixed it. Like some translucent are in the online, some are in the show. So you have
Oh,
to know,
really?
like, yeah, and then depending on the number count and stuff like that, some are higher in the show than they are in the online box, which is always interesting. But look at it. There's a regular proto right down there. I see him staring at us. That the cans look fabulous, though. I will say too, like the artwork on the cans were great.
They do, and I kind of said it to Bree in the video too. Like, I now I feel like maybe the sodas are coming. Why would they go with like this really like unique printing? Why wouldn't they just go standard cans if they weren't going to
I mean,
start doing sodas again?
one thing this really fit the Funame theme, though.
Oh,
Like,
big time.
that's like the style. It just fit the theme. I will say some of it was kind of hard to read, like the names of the specific characters. But I mean, it fit the Funame theme
What did
perfect.
you think? I'll be honest. Like I don't love the full print. I like the sodas. Am I
Let's see
being an old man by saying
if I
like
have it.
I kind of like just the original sodas? You know what I
There.
mean? I
I
they
don't.
look good, but
I mean, look at that proto can though. Like, how can you not love that style?
yeah,
I
you're
mean,
right. How could I not love that? It actually it is really good. But
like these right here show like what the best looking like styles. Like all three of these look perfect for the characters they're
for
fitting.
sure.
I think that's it. Maybe like the other sodas fit like what they did, but when they try to do the anime theme, this is perfect.
Yeah, for the anime, for the Funame, like I love that they did it the way that they did it. It makes them very unique. I like that it's, for Fundays, I think again, it's something different. If they do sodas again, I'd like to see them go back to the OG looking sodas because I want them to be able to mix in with my stuff because I feel like these look almost too different. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
hate being nitpicky because they look so amazing. And for the Funame style, like, yeah, like you said, Josh, they knocked it out of the park. I think they did a fantastic job. I'm hoping if they bring sodas, which I hope they do, because I like just opening sodas. I wish these had chases, and we've
Yeah.
said that over and over. But
I mean,
you know,
it would have been easy to do. This is a perfect example. This proto glows. You got like the other one doesn't. So you could easily have the glow. You could have the different style Freddy Max. I know they're the Celestial Franny, 250 pieces. Is this our Lotus soda ever? 250
yeah,
pieces, like lower than any chase, correct?
yeah, and see,
Like
exactly, and you could still have the same number basically. Like they could have, like the regular proto was probably around 3,000 piece. You could have done a glow at
yeah,
1,500 that was a chase, and then have a mega chase. Like this Franny could have been a mega chase of the.
yeah.
It's just the way that they cut. Yeah, I mean, why not do it that way instead of doing the boxes the way that they did it? I just don't. I think you get more excitement. Like if you had a chance at grabbing that chase out of but maybe they wanted to get somebody that, whatever box combination, they wanted to make sure there was a 250 piece in there. And I don't know. I would have liked to see them do the sodas different, but I'm not complaining. I love the sodas. I really love the proto, and I had a ton of fun with the boxes this year.
So two of our lowest pieces this year were Franny's, which is crazy to see. But Holly has a great point, and I think we've talked about this before. But nothing matched the theme this year at all. Even the
No.
like Freddy's in the boxes didn't match the theme. Like you got the Con Freddy's that were Franny Proto, the like con going ones, and then Captain.
Yeah,
Like
we had the
it looked
Captain
like that
Franny
was
and
ready for.
Captain Freddy. It
I
was
feel
kind
like
of
that was
weird.
for a nautical one or airplane one. Like it didn't feel like.
Like C2E2 kinda.
Yeah, I think it felt like these are perfect though. These things are like this is the way to get Franny out there as like
Mhm.
the being a little bigger than what she is and have done with her. So I'm glad they did this. And what was the other 50 piece? Shipwreck? Was the glow shipwreck 50 or
I
100?
thought Shipwreck was 150
100.
pieces.
Who's the other 50? Is there another 50 piece out there? Was
I
there
don't
one more?
Man, I don't know. We're gonna
I
need
was
help from the chat on that one. I honestly don't remember now.
I was trying to think. Like I was thinking what was selling. I know there was like the Black Light Michael Myers was pretty hot. The Iron Man was 250. Was he 250? The Black Light one.
The black
Like,
light, I just saw it tonight. I
someone
don't
just posted
remember.
it. Yeah, I mean, and I will say one of the things that I did see, I believe Disflaky.
Kelsey is saying Wonder Woman,
Oh, Wonder Woman,
which I believe, yes, the
so
metallic.
so I will say Display Geek had a list of everything. The
Mm-hmm.
only bad part I think is they started putting a list of all the boxes, which I don't know if they have yet or not on here. They did put all the rare. Oh yeah, they put the box fulls. I hate when you see the box fulls. Um, I don't know. To me, I don't know what everyone feels like. All right, so Franny as Wonder Woman metallic was the other 50 piece. There was also the Pink Ranger metallic we see here, 100 piece, 150 the Iron Man diamond, the Michael Myers blacklight was 150, and the glow in the dark shipwreck Freddy was 150. 250 we had we had a couple. We had the Freddy Funko Star Lord blacklight, the Indigo Tribe Freddy Funko, and then the Diamond Silver Soda. Quite a few 500 pieces, I will say, at the show. Like 500 and 1,000 piece were pretty good amount. The highest at the show was 3,500, which is Zuko. The one Freddy Funko Zuko, like
Yep. From Aang.
Yeah, the one that like almost like was a
candy corn looking one.
Yeah, candy corn looking one.
Yeah.
I ended up grabbing one. I got one for $12 or something like that on one of the Whatnot auctions. It was like a really weird timing one. I remember getting one. I bought a couple other things from the same seller, so I was like, I'll go for it. And I only went for like $12. I was like, okay,
wow,
hey. But most of the time it was going for $20 to $25. It was like in that range, which for a 3,000 piece, that's not bad.
That's pretty low. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Did you see any of the shipwrecks? How much were the shipwrecks going for? Because
the regular or the glow?
Well, the regular I've seen people selling for like $20, and
I think pretty low. Yeah,
I think that'll even go down further, honestly. But I wonder what about the 150 piece. I feel like people are still gonna
one of them maybe sell, and it went for a decent amount, but not crazy.
Okay.
Like I can't really remember. It wasn't crazy at all, though. I think it was less than 500 for some reason.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna try to be patient because I always tell other people, and I've like preached it for years, and for whatever reason, Fundays rolls around and I'm not patient and I overspend almost always to try to add stuff. So I'm gonna try to be a little bit, and honestly, our boxes I don't think they could have been better, for
Your
us.
boxes fit you guys.
They were perfect for us. Like we
watched it. I as soon as I saw some of those fold, I'm like, yep, that's what
it was literally like they packed the boxes for us, because I've never had a Fundays experience where we've kept everything. Like legit, we got a duplicate of, again, I'm ruining the video. You guys can watch it. We got a duplicate of the like the normal Freddy.
I mean,
that's
I
not
think
numbered.
everyone had a chance of those duplicates pretty
easy. And I'll be honest, I was okay with that, because we'll do a giveaway or something like with that extra one. And then the only other thing we weren't going to keep is the Green Lantern. The Red Lantern is what we got. I mean, legit, that was the only one. Everything else was like and I think it just happened that really, like, they did a Vince special this year, because I mean, almost every single pop that they did was something that I would have collected. So
I mean, if you look at some of these, I mean, look how low they went under. Yeah, Glow 150 piece went under 600. All these are like $20, like the regular. Even this box with Shipwreck, Wonder Woman, Michael Myers, $97.
I'm kind of surprised on the Michael. I think Michael Myers is going to be one that, even though it's a 3,000 piece, I think that's going to hold steady.
Yeah, that one will, because it's a horror. Like, there's not a lot of horror Freddy's out there.
No.
Shipwrecks, $15. Buy it now, free delivery.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
$15. Like, they're just giving them away at this point.
Excuse me, I'm gonna have to go look for that right now. I can't imagine that it's gonna get lower than that.
That's insane. Here, I like this because I think, let's see if this is right. Well, what other low piece we want to like look up? How about Iron Man Diamond 150? That has to be going for some crazy prices. So
I would think that that's going to get more expensive. Yeah, I think people
there
are
you
going to go crazy.
Look at this. Yeah.
And you know why, Josh? You know why I think that they're charging more, or people are going to pay more for that, is because of the old Iron Man. It puts it like in their mind that the old Iron Man is like what was it? It was a
it's a head swap essentially. Like this.
It really is. It's just a diamond body with a head swap. I mean, really, it's not even. I wouldn't overpay for one of those.
Someone paid $2,000 for it.
No.
Yeah.
People did though. Look at this.
Oh, look at this. This one went best offer. Went under 500. Is that the
really
one? Did they not mark it right? I'm trying to see if it's actually
diamond.
It might not be diamond. No, it's the 100. It's 1,500 piece went for that. Wow.
I wonder what they accepted though.
So weird. Like I think there's a lot of still a lot of great deals.
Yeah, it might be FOMO selling. Like I mean, maybe some people are. So I'm looking right now. I'll watch this. Shipwreck 150 piece is currently at 207 on eBay. So I'm gonna just watch it. Yeah, it's weird that people would dump those so quick.
A lot of
at
people.
such low prices.
Even the Zuko, like people are just trying to get rid of them because almost everyone got one. It seemed like a lot of people got the one that went through Fundays. I think but if you think about it, it's kind of like it reminds me of what Captain Hook Freddy's going for now. Like Captain Hook Freddy is going for hardly anything. I wish they would have gave out more like they did last year with the Goldie Rogers. Like instead of instead of Freddy Funko Zuko, it was a 3,500 piece Zuko.
Right.
Like if it didn't have Freddy on it, it would have went. I guarantee that's going to be a lot more. If you did a Zuko instead of a Freddy Funko, I don't know that. So definitely some cool things. What else? Let's see. Fundays, of course. We got the Sotos we talked about. Here's something. Protos. We got some Protos. These are a few Protos that haven't come out yet, right? Like I think all these Protos are things that haven't been released, which I always think is interesting. How many Protos they get out there during the Fundays? Like this big boy with like a skeleton head. Like we've never seen that, right?
No,
anywhere.
Definitely not.
I forget what anime I think that's from, or a video game. Then we got Stitch with the karate outfit with a scrump, it looks like, in his hand. So some cool protos people had. I saw someone with a proto of the proto soda. I was like,
proto. Love the proto.
Like, all right. What did you think about this?
I thought this was awesome.
Idol. So I predicted this in the morning. I saw the background. I was like,
yeah, you said that. I remember you making a comment on that.
And I was like, this has to happen. Like, how could you not do this as something? And then we saw these coming out. Now, I will say, I actually like the 1 in 70 the best. Like the regular, like stone. I heard these are made out of concrete. These are concrete molds, by the way. These are like each done as separate concrete molds.
So they're hefty boys.
The 170, we got we got 1 of 3, and then we got the 101 curse. Now, some people have said there might be the holder of these might get something else too at one time. So we don't know. Like there was like speculation about that, but will there be something else tied to this? If you own this and prove you own it at a certain point, will you be able to get something special? That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, really, they've done some really good stuff. Like, I think this is the kind of stuff that they got to do, more than just protos. I think doing something like this was outside the box thinking a little bit. Yeah. I do feel like maybe, when we kind of speculate, maybe they were trying to throw this together because Pop's theme wise did not line up at all. Like, it wasn't as put together. You know what I mean? Like, just a coherent, like, understanding of what the theme was. The boxes, like over the last couple of years, like you've had the Camp Funday boxes, you had the the Voyage boxes last year, you know, and it usually kind of goes with the theme. I didn't get any of that, but with
No.
what they did, I thought they did an amazing job, you know, getting a good mix of pops in, even though we had a lot of the you know, the whatchamacallit, the lanterns and whatever. It's not going to be perfect, but I thought they did a really good job. I thought what they did with these idols was really fun for the people that went to have a chance at something like this, because there should be that next level. I'll be honest, with like the show boxes, I was not blown away this year by the show boxes as much as I was with the online boxes. I think I was more blown away with the online boxes, but I love that they did a bunch of very low piece count
Yeah.
things. And you know, it bodes well for next year, because like I said, I don't think they picked the most popular stuff
No.
for Freddy's this year. I mean, I love it because it's all the stuff I collect, but I think if they did something a little bit more popular with this amount of low piece counts, and they do something like this, like a 1 in 3, 1 in 5, 1 of 1 type of thing, like this was a good year for the first year
Yeah.
after Mike not being there.
Yeah. I mean,
Not
I think
great, but I think good. I think they did a really solid job.
so. They pretty much had 70 of these because they fit the time slot. So everyone in the time slot got one of these, which is kind of cool. And then the one a day for the golden, and then the cursed one, I believe, was only given on the last day. So only the people that went on Sunday even had a chance, I think, at the cursed one, unless these boxes were all mixed and they didn't know. But I think they knew one a day for the gold, like one gold would be given a day, because there's one with green eyes, I think one with red eyes, one with blue eyes, maybe, or something like that. But there's 3 of them, of the gold ones out there. So, you know, I think this is a really cool piece. I could see this being a problem with TSA, because it is like a
Yeah,
solid chunk of concrete, and
yeah,
maybe
I
they
could
think
see that.
maybe they think you stole some ancient idol too, as well. I
Yeah,
don't
or
know.
you're trying to smuggle something in its head. I mean, I could go
Who
a
knows?
lot of which ways with this for sure.
Yeah. But I think I like the piece without the eyes the best. Like the regular standard 170. Like if I had an opportunity to get one for a fair price, I'm not paying crazy amounts, but if it was a fair price, I would get it, because it's technically a Funko item, but it's not a Funko Pop. So I don't think it's going to go. A 70 piece pop is going to go for a lot more than the 70 piece item.
Yeah, and you know what, Jed? I'll be honest. Like this is where it leads me to believe that they did not like plan all the way through, and
No.
probably did not have as much notice, because if this would have been a pop, if they could have just done
Yeah.
that as a pop, they would
Yep.
have absolutely. I mean, people would have.
Oh yeah.
You know, I love those have
Crazy
been my
for it.
favorite pops over the last couple of years. Is
Oh
like the
yeah.
mascots. They could have just done this and throw this into, you know, make this a 2,000 piece or a 3,000 piece and
Or
replace.
keep it as keep this as a pop, but as 70 pieces, 3 pieces,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
you do
one.
that too.
You know
Yeah, you
how
could,
crazy that would be? Like
for
that would be
sure.
insane if they were actually. I think these will go well with some collectors on the market, but it's going to be here or there. Hopefully you want it, you really enjoy it, but if you want to make some money off it, now's the time to sell it. I think
Yeah.
now is the hot time. So if you want to make money off it, that you want it and had an opportunity, I'm sure people sold theirs at Fundays at their little like event they had. They didn't have big tents, which made no sense to me. But they weren't in Florida also, but they would put like big tents, I think, out in that trade parking lot area would be
Yeah.
a really good idea for next year if they do it again. Who knows? And then okay, I think that was all for Fun Day. Anything else you want to add for like online or Fun Day stuff?
No, you know, just to kind of sum it up for me, and I said it in the video today, man. I've really alluded back to this amazing video that we put out. Maybe you guys should check it out. It's up to you if you guys want to or not. But I'll just say this one last time. You know, last week me and John kind of said, you know, what were our initial thoughts? I think that we did that. I think, and I said that it was like around a 6.5 for me. You know,
Yeah,
after really seeing everything that came in, and again, all of this stuff is in my wheelhouse, so it's a little bit different for me. You know, I think overall they did it like an 8, 7.5, 8 out of 10, which
yeah,
is pretty solid. If the theming would like, and again, I'm nitpick. I'm just gonna nitpick real quick, and it's not a negativity thing. It's just like just a little nitpick, because honestly, I really think that he did a good job. I think if the theming would have been a little bit tighter, I think like I said, that idol, I would have liked to, I like getting a pop. I'd rather have that idol in the box than the Franny, Freddy, and Proto.
Yeah.
That didn't really make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me in this kind of situation. So
I
I
mean,
would have liked to seen one of the Franny, Freddy, and Proto. I would have liked to seen that at SDCC.
I
What
think,
I think should have happened.
yeah,
And we should have got some kind of theme pop in the
they should
boxes.
have been Explorer like Freddy, Franny, Proto. Like put a backpack, like almost make it like the
Right.
Funko Europe one, or make it like Indiana Jones style, or like anything like that. Like make it stylized like an Explorer. I think would have fit perfect with the theme. I think people would have loved that. Like you said, have some idols or have some of those as some of the sodas maybe mixed in. Something cool, like a little soda idol. I would love to see. I mean, we got the golden tikis a few years ago with a pin and a pop.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been cool to see something like that for this one. I just like we've all speculated they had to throw this together at some point. Like they had some things out in the works, maybe with some of these.
For sure.
Maybe these anime sodas weren't even meant for Fundays originally, or something like
Right.
that. Who
You're
knows?
right.
Like they could have been for Funame, and they're gonna have them like the Anime Expo, and they're like, we need something else to add. We can't just sell a box with 3 pops in it. Let's add something else. I don't know. I think but personally, like I said, online box to me this year was better than last year's online box.
I agree.
Show boxes I think were very similar. There was a lot of stuff last year I liked in the show boxes. So I show boxes I can't say are much different. I think online boxes were stronger this year.
I do. Yeah, I agree with that. The show boxes did not blow me away this year like they have in the past. And maybe it was just just what it was.
What
I
you
mean,
collect, what you like,
yeah,
all those kind of things.
yeah, and I don't think they went with super popular fandoms, which again worked out perfect for me. But I think they did a really good job. Like I don't have anything and I didn't go, so I can't complain about the in-person thing. But as far as the online experience went, they were there all weekend if people wanted to get them. I think the people that got them got them. I'm very happy with what we pulled, and even if I would have got a different box combination, I did see some people, and again, I don't want to get into negativity, but some people got like 2 boxes and got the exact same 2 boxes. Like, I hope that they maybe kind of rectify that if they can. Like, it's a sold
You
out
mean
thing.
at the location they got them?
No, I'd seen some of the
Or
online. I'd seen a couple. I had a couple people kind of
with the
message.
numbers, I wouldn't think they would. There's
That's
enough
my point.
numbers.
That's my point.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that would even be a possibility.
I
But I seen
will
at
say
least a
all 4
couple,
of
and it
ours
could have
were
just
different
happened a
numbers.
couple times, but
Yeah. Now, I could see if you ordered different orders. Like, if you ordered one and they didn't sell out and you're like, "You know what? I want one more." Well, they don't know
then
what one you
all
got
bets
last
are off.
time. Yeah.
Right.
If they're packing them in the same box, you shouldn't get a number 20 and another number 20,
Right.
Like, you couldn't get like 2 of those. Unless they're really good pops, then you might be okay with it. Who knows? You know what?
Yeah.
I think people would be okay with it if they got
2
like
500-piece pops or something? Yeah, I'd be
2
okay.
500. You're not going to complain if you got 2 of them, but you're going to complain if you got 2 of like all the Android boxes or something like that.
No.
All right. So another great thing that kicked off this week after all that was we have Droppp Arcade Season 2. Season 2. Have you been following this at all this time, man?
You know what?
Play?
I don't there's like a part of me there's a part of me that doesn't want to burn any of my NFTs, but I should. I probably should.
I
But
mean,
you know what? I'll be honest. I probably won't get involved until the 3rd or 4th one because I'm not going to go heavy into burning, even though I don't mind on some of my older sets that like I maybe didn't care about too much, but I won't get rid of. And I don't know if you did or did you go like through any of your sets that you're like, I'm getting rid of the whole set, or did you just get rid of doubles and duplicates?
I didn't. I always check. So when I go on there, there's a button up top you can check.
The
show
duplicate
only
one?
duplicates.
Right.
And I say exclude lowest mint.
Yep.
So I don't get rid of a number 1.
Yep.
And then I always click on whatever one I like want to go burn from. So I'll go like I want my rares from April Fool's Season 2. I'll click on that. and that's how I always burn. I
So
never
you're not
burn.
getting rid of any of your originals. You're going to
So
make
I'm not
sure
getting rid of
that
any originals. I'll
yeah.
keep at least one of everything at this point that I have, and then the same. Like I'll go through and click on certain things. Like I'm gonna keep stuff that's worth more till later because maybe I want to sell it. Who knows? After around season 3, there might be a season like other seasons at some point too.
Yeah, see,
Like,
I was waiting for
no.
season 4 that doesn't even exist yet. You know
And
what
it
I'm
could be
saying?
a totally different figure then, and all those kind of things. So you never know. I think they did a couple smart moves. So they did add new point values for this. We knew they were probably going to change some. 101, I'm not surprised. 125,000. The problem with last time someone burned a 101, they weren't guaranteed to get a Freddy. They weren't in
Right.
333 because I think the lowest was what 108 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you burned your 101 and that's all you had to burn, you wouldn't get it. So maybe this will help someone if they burn. There was only one person so far that has burned a 101 I saw. I don't know why you would burn a 101 at this point, but you can get in there and get 125,000 points instead of 100,000 points this time. The big changer was royalties went from 500 to 1,500. That's huge.
Which that kind of makes sense though.
It does. It's a lot of effort, a lot more worth, and the value of them are usually higher. And there's a lot fewer than you think because
for sure. I
not
mean,
every set has the lowest percentage of anything claimed.
yeah, because you're talking, I would say, and sometimes lower, but like 12 to 1,500. Sometimes you're getting closer to the 2,000, but I'm guessing that it's so there's a decent amount out there, but no, it's definitely low.
Oh, and you can get the pop. There's a lot of people that are going to sell. Like there was actually the lowest I think I saw was you can go buy one right now if you want. I think they went up in price. I think at one time it was about 450. That was like 400, 450 was about the lowest you could get one for. If you want to buy the coin redemption, no one has the pop at this point. But if you want to get the redemption coin, you can buy it in the aftermarket. If you just want to do that, if you don't want to claim stuff like this. The lowest, I think, a 101 right now is like 550 is the lowest 101 I see on the market. I don't know why you would do that and burn it.
I'd never burn a 101.
No, I think that's dumb.
I wouldn't burn a mythic either. I'd never burn a mythic for me.
So mythic for 2,000 points. This is where I thought the biggest changes would happen. Two things: mythic and ultra. Mythic should be way more than this. It should be at least 10,000 points, if not more. There is less than 1,500 mythics out there. There's only
there's way less mythics and royalties.
3 packs, right. 3 pack like drops with mythics in them. So there's way less mythics than a lot of these others. It should be worth way more than 2,000 points. I thought that was going to be a change. It didn't happen. Ultra as well. I think Ultra is a little low because Ultra is not in every set. Ultra has only been in a certain number of sets. Now they're cheap to get. I mean, right now, if you want you want to go get the Marvel Ultra, it's like $8.
Yeah,
I think I saw it for $770 the other day. Like I picked up some because you're getting a pop. It's free shipping, and it's going to be less than 3,500 pieces.
Yeah, you're basically paying $2 for the pop, $6 for shipping.
Yeah, you really can't lose out on those. The rare was the one that moved up, which makes sense. I think the rares needed to move just for price wise, like things were selling at 5 cents all throughout. 5 uncommon, uncommon, rare, because nothing was really that big of a flux. I think changing them to 25 points has moved. If you go look at rares, there's nothing below like 15 cents, almost like 13 to 15 cents now instead of all 5 cents. So it helps also Droppp, I think, change the dynamic of what everything's worth a little bit, what people are buying on the market as well too. People bought up all the ones.
I think that's the beauty of this whole thing. Honestly, you're creating value for the actual NFTs at this point, which I think it's ingenious. I mean, I really think it's a great idea for them to do this. Now, yeah, I probably will take part in season 3 is probably when I will do it. Because I'm very reluctant to burn anything.
Yeah.
Just because I am. I mean, I don't mind with the commons because I got a lot of commons that I have no issue with. But when we start talking like epics and like royalties and
Yeah.
grails and that kind of stuff, like I have no interest in getting rid of most of my stuff.
I think what's going to happen this season, it's going to be lower than last season.
I agree with
A
you.
lot of people burned stuff and then didn't get anywhere. They might have burned it for a mini game, or they burned it because they thought they had a chance. I know a couple people in our like I've talked to like thought they maybe had a chance. I would have waited last season if I knew I didn't have a chance. I knew I had a chance, so I wasn't too worried about it. And I put myself ahead because of the stupid 3 a.m. Closing time. So that right there screwed. I think this is what's happening this season, though. It's really slow.
Yeah, people.
So I just pulled these before our stream. I pulled them yesterday, and they had changed a little bit. But we're talking about right now, 333 is only at 140 points. The top right now is only 188, and it's Poppin Craze. He's still there. So what's Poppin Craze is at that. He's going to probably keep his first again this time. He wants to, I think, unless someone wants to compete with him. I think him and Pugwash will stay wherever they are up top. There's not a lot of people that will probably compete with them. I don't think they want to compete with each other, though. They just don't care who first, second, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if let's put it this way, like I'm saying, I'm not gonna like if it stays ridiculously low, or if it stays like I know it's not gonna stay
60s,
here.
Like that would be crazy if it went like that low and that makes the value of the Freddy lower though too, because last season essentially 108,000 points was about $400 worth of points, like value. If you take the value versus like the cards that they sell for, like to get that value. Now royalty changes a little bit this time, but I don't think the big players in royalties are either if you bought some royalties and happen to score some on the aftermarket cheaper before they went up, or if you are a big collector already and have a lot of royalties, you might be able to compete with those pieces. But they don't even want to kick the mini. I think this is the worst idea yet, is waiting to kick the mini games off till they hit 20 million points. To me,
is that what they said?
Yeah, like that's what they posted, and I think that was the stupidest idea on Dropp's part, because they're going to wait. It's going to take a while for it, and this is only 3 months, and they want to do another season after this. People are going to wait, just wait. Like, it's great and all, but people just don't want to burn like they did last season. They were already at 20 million by now. Like it was already at a good amount. But people have learned, like, why do it all at once? I want to keep my stuff for mini games, but they want to get to 20. They should have just kick it off. You have protos, you have packs, you have stuff to give away as Droppp as a company. Work with Funko, grab a bunch of protos, top 333. Everyone that's in the 333 at the end of the first week will have a chance at 3 protos. Imagine that right there. These points would have been way past 20,000.
Oh yeah, it definitely would have caught my attention.
I think they screwed that up. They thought, oh, we're gonna do this because we think people will come together as a community to get the points, but people aren't. People don't. I don't want to spend my money. Like I'm at like 66th place, but I hardly burned anything. Be at whatever place I'm at, because it's not that high, and it's at this time it's just ridiculous that they're doing that. I think it's a bad move on their part. So a lot of people, they're finally people hope they burn and have edge on points. They also hope that they might be able to then. I will say though, the bad thing is this season that won't even include Marvel technically doesn't do a snapshot till October. The season ends in September. So if there's only a few things that are left to add to this season. There's not that much. There's only a few things that have gone since last season. So this season's going to be pretty light on new things. A lot of it's going to be, what are you willing to buy in the aftermarket to get you ahead? I think a little bit too. Or people just holding stuff. We also don't know how many people have multiple wallets. that they're holding stuff in. You never know when someone will throw out some stuff, or you think their wallet's almost done and they actually had everything in wax or another wallet or something like that. So
Yeah, and I get that. I get what Michael's saying.
yeah, it's hard, but I mean,
I get it.
To me, like I'm already buying a lot of this anyways, the NFTs. Like to me, the NFTs were to get the redeemables. So these are extra points. And I'm not burning anything that I think that I need to have later on for value. To me, it's not like the stuff that's going to be valuable, like you said, Vince, is going to be your mythics, your one-on-ones, maybe a royalty of E. Like I think the values are going to be there, your low mints, stuff like that. But it's not going to be your common Iron Man from the Marvel series. You know, like that's not going to be your, if you burn that, not going to be there. I don't know. But I think they did this wrong. Who knows if they'll pivot or not. I think they should. Let me find my plug here, Vince.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. I like if they want people to, I guess, do they care if it takes longer? I mean, I think right now you're kind of in that middle of summer type of deal, and
less mini games means less that they have to spend on giving giveaways, I guess.
Promoting it, marketing, whatever it's going to be.
I don't know. It just doesn't look good for them too.
Right.
To me, like the slow start, like if you started off with a bang, like even if people, like if you spread out the mini games to every 2 weeks or something like that, but you started off with something that gave everyone a chance that was at a certain point value, or everyone a chance that even burned something, like more people would have burned more stuff. Like if you did like they did last time, a lot of people burned a lot of stuff during that point where it was like you could, every point you burned, you got an entry into a proto.
Mm-hmm.
And you have like 3 or 4 protos to give away or something like that. People will burn a lot more to get entries in. Now, the person that won the proto from that time wasn't even in the top 100. So everyone had a chance.
Yeah.
So I think that too. I think the mini games drive fun. They really are missing out by not starting them now. But that's my thought. We got our limited pieces for July. So do we skip a week here? Did we miss a week?
Maybe they thought it was too much. No, wait a minute. What did we have?
Did we have something this past?
What do I feel like we did?
We had the Funday. What did we have? We had something. I thought
was Predator that Friday.
Predator was, yeah. We had Predator,
and that did sell out.
No, this week. Are we don't have anything tomorrow, do we?
No, and probably 4th of July holiday. Probably is a good idea not to.
Now they did have something today. I'll show that a little later. But what are your thoughts on these?
I think the Hawk Girl and the Dunharrow King, I like both of those.
Yeah.
The Disney, I don't get why they ever do the translucent stuff anymore.
Yeah, I bet you that has a great glow on it, though.
Oh, it's probably fantastic. It just, I don't know. They just don't make a whole lot of sense to me.
The King will sell out really fast, I think. Even though 9,500 pieces, I think it'll sell out really fast. There are not a lot of limited Lord of the Rings pops and things like that. So
no, and it's a great. The only thing, and I'm noticing this trend now. Like they're really reusing. All of these are reused molds. Like,
yeah,
I think this is the exact mold because I still have this one.
Yeah.
This Dunharrow King, the Snow White, I'm pretty sure is a reused mold. Hawk Girl, I don't remember. I don't think we have a Hawk Girl.
I don't remember. I can't remember if we might have like a common Hawk Girl. I don't know.
We might. I wouldn't be surprised.
It would not be one that I would have went after, and I probably won't go after this one, even being a limited piece one. I will go after that Superman though, comic covered
You know, I've
750
really enjoyed
piece.
the comic covers.
I mean, I love the comic covers, but also it's the first limited comic cover that's 750 pieces. Like,
Yeah,
there's there is a comic cover that's more. It's the one that came with the NFTs. I don't remember what
yeah,
season.
yeah, yeah. The with the
It's
starfish or whatever.
it's a really good comic cover, but this one is I mean, a lot. That's a low piece count comic cover. So
If
I
they
think
do a Marvel low piece, or not even low, it doesn't even have to be super low. If they do a Marvel one, I'd probably, I actually like to display the comic covers.
yeah.
So if they got one that I am interested in, I'll go after it. Out of the ones on this page here, I will go after the Dunhar one. Now, how many pieces is it? Because I cannot see that small.
Which
Is
one?
it 1,000?
9,500 for
Oh, it's
the
9,500.
yeah, 9,500.
Okay, well,
It'll sell
that's good.
out.
I'll be able to
It'll
get
still
one.
sell out. I think we're looking at translucent blues 5,000. Nothing. Only thing really low is the Superman comic
Yep.
cover. Yeah, I mean, we do have a con this month. We do have other things. They had the Anime Expo this weekend. They do have some retail exclusives, so those kind of things going on. And we do have another guest. Let's see. You're off, Vince.
I was off, man.
You're off. You're
John's
off.
coming in to do the promotion and cut out, huh, John?
I guess so. It's been a heck of an evening. What's going on, guys?
What's going on? So John, are you going after any of these July exclusive pieces?
I really like the Hawk Girl. I think the Hawk Girl is very clean. Great dynamic pose too.
Now, have they made a pop of her before? We were trying to talk about.
Oh yeah. There's a classic
like a
Hawk
classic
Girl.
style.
Oh, that's right. I did. Yeah, the OG. Yeah.
There's an OG one. It was a DC Legion of Collectors one.
Is
They
there
also
one with
made
this mold.
no, not with this mold.
Okay.
This is a new mold.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. That's what we were talking about. Some of the other ones is like they're very similar molds as what they've made before. I think like Snow White is probably just a remold, but translucent blue glow. Even the King, even though it's great and I think it'll sell out, I think that was the remold. Superman comic cover will sell out quickly. 750 pieces.
Anything 750, I think, is going to sell.
I'm sorry. I see a lot of people saying. I'm so sorry, guys. It was a crazy evening. If you guys know Jonathan, who's appeared in a lot of videos, he actually just moved to Pennsylvania. He closed on a house with his wife last week, and today we ended up moving a bunch of their stuff into the house. And it just, like everything, just everything takes longer with moving than you expect. So, apologize for that.
But yeah, I think with these. Now, someone mentioned points, but I just don't think they have shown what the point values are yet. Maybe what they like. I think
I'm sure they'll keep on. I'm sure they'll keep on that.
They just haven't shown the values probably yet. They don't tend like sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. I think they should show them far enough in advance so people know. But I can't see how they wouldn't with the 750 piece. Not require point to go forward. But
I feel like they should have came out with something a little bit better, Superman related. I mean, the comic cover is okay, but I'm not in love with it. I think it's just kind of isn't it the same one that we've gotten? It's just black and white.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of lame.
That's kind of what our commentary was. Like all of these are, and even the ones before these, a lot of them have just been recolors, and like the Marvel one with the Deadpool, that was just the glow version of the common release. Like, I'd like to see some unique molds when they do this, and maybe they're just going to save that for the NFT thing, and we're just going to get different variants in this, which it's okay. At least we're getting limited pieces, but I wish it wasn't just the the diamond version, the glow version, the translucent blue
don't
one.
I don't think it's okay. I think the whole point of if they were to keep all these at $15, I'd be like, okay, that's the trade-off.
Yeah,
like, we're all gonna fight over limited pieces for $15, but they're asking more money for these limited pieces. They should all be either brand new characters or brand new molds. It has to be either or, preferably both. I would love to see new characters with new molds. Well, obviously, if it's new characters but never been done, then it's the first time mold. But yeah, I don't think there's any reason why they can't do it. I think it's just pure laziness. They know it'll sell if it has a piece count on it, regardless. So I kind of hope secretly that one of these pops at some point doesn't sell out, because that's the only thing that's going to force them.
Well, I think our strongest candidate is going to be the Snow White. Like Dunharrow can't. So that, you know, Lord of the Rings, we're not getting Lord of the Rings pops left and right anymore.
No.
I mean, we still get them here and there, but I don't think they would have ever done this glow unless they did it.
Awesome.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying though. Like something like this, I think we deserve this pop. And I don't know if we would have ever got it unless it was in this scenario. And you know, I could be wrong because they do everything to death. But like, I'm okay with that one, but I'm definitely not okay with Snow White. Like that, we've got like the. I think we have that exact mold already, and translucent makes absolutely zero sense to me why she's translucent at all. I don't remember that part of the movie or any of the lore.
She's Force Ghost Snow White, by the way. Force Ghost Snow White.
Okay, well now maybe I am. Maybe I'm back on board them with it.
I think, you know, with these two, they're really going, like, if you think of the King, you know, the King and Dunner, he's only $20. He's not crazy like much more because he's the 9,500 piece, but he doesn't come in a stack. The other two comes in a stack. Really, you're paying, even for the 5,000 pieces, the ultras, you're paying for that stack added. I think when you look at those, I'm pretty sure they both would come in a stack at $25. I could be wrong, but I think they both do. I think they're not going to require any points for any of those. Like when they get higher pieces, they don't. Right. Generally the lower pieces, and we didn't get any. Like, I'm surprised we don't have a 1,500 piece this month in mix, like a pop. We're having two on the same day, which is interesting. I guess they wanted to skip the 4th of July holiday because they didn't want to try to drop some. But why not drop Superman on the 4th of July holiday? Like,
I don't think they care at all about when they drop stuff. I mean, they dropped the Marvel NFTs the day before the most important drop of the year with the box of fun. So they're not planning
work the 4th to deal with like any issues or whatever.
I will stand by my stance that if you're going to charge me more for a limited piece, I'm happy to pay it, but it's got to be special. It can't just be a reused mold character that we've seen a dozen or 100 times. Like treat your limited pieces the way they should be treated.
Let's see.
I can get behind that statement.
All right. And we did have some other leaks after you guys talked last week from SDCC. They had more. So I don't think you guys got to talk about these.
No, we did not. And I think this
came Friday afternoon.
Yeah, Friday. So what do you guys think about the Huckleberry Hound mystery? Like having the different piece colors, which you're paying for the same pop.
They did this before. Have they not done this before with these exact same pops?
I don't think they're holding the Huckleberry Hound.
Well, they
not
didn't
in the mystery for not in. Yeah, you're right. They're not holding the Huckleberry,
and they weren't mystery format.
And they were not mystery format, but they did this already, and they have, I think, these exact same colors. And some of them were like super crazy, like 24 piece or something.
Yeah,
like that.
It was in 2014, so it was 11 years ago.
Yeah, but they did it, you know. And maybe are they celebrating like an anniversary of that or something?
I think so.
No, I think they're doing this as a big.
Well, it says 15 years of pop.
Brian.
It does say 15 years of pops, so this is a homage to the original pops that were out. Like these are that was the year like pops like 15 years ago. We had pops, so this was a homage to them, which is like it's nice that they're doing this because it matches the next thing we'll talk about. But I think this is cool. I love the idea.
I think I don't hate it. I wouldn't mind getting this, but unfortunately, I'm not going to the show, and this is not going to be accessible to me anyway.
This is going to go crazy on like Whatnot and stuff.
Oh yeah, this is going to be insane. Like anybody, like the lowest piece count or like the common or the bad pull is 2,000 pieces. Like people are going to be foaming at the mouth for this. But this is something like, why are you just doing this with Huckleberry Hound? Like, why can't they do this with like 5 other characters? Like they should pick one character from each major line, like do like Batman, Spider-Man, Huckleberry Hound, like do an anime character, Yeah, I don't really think they're paying homage to Brian. I think they're trying to steal more money away from Brian at the booth, because then that's less money that people have to go over to the Thrilljoy side. But with all the problems that Thrilljoy is having right now, I don't think they're going to have a lot of people lined up at San Diego Comic-Con. But people are definitely going to be lining up for this at the Funko booth.
I think these will definitely sell like crazy. They're great. I think this other thing will sell like crazy too. At least if they don't, I would love one. So if anyone's going and can pick one of these up, I would love at least one of these, but if not all three of them.
I already got mine in the mail. I don't know about you guys, but
I mean, I'm sure you did.
You get your YouTuber influencer box?
I mean, I didn't get my influencer. Maybe
Jen, are you serious?
I'm not an influencer. That's why.
Yes, Vince. Would you like my Batman, Robin, or Penguin?
I would take whatever ridiculous thing you can give me.
Bro, I didn't get anything from Funko. Funko shared out my story today for the first time in the 5 years.
Did they really? Wow.
Yeah,
that's actually amazing. They don't have a freaking clue.
And it was anime related. I have been doing this. We've been doing this together for 5 years.
And they reposted your anime talk.
We were so pro Funko. I love, so much about
so
Funko.
We've done this show for 5 years every week. Never had anything, but then they reposted finally after 5 years.
Because you know what? I just said like, oh, this is cool. I would love a T-shirt of this anime version of Freddy. So
maybe they're making one.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon. Yeah. No, but anyway, all jokes aside, these are amazing. This is the creativity that I want to see at every San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con. Like, this is amazing. I hope, since New York Comic-Con will also be part of the 15-year anniversary this year of Pops, I hope they give us a few more clamshell Pops. Most of you guys probably don't even know the history. Like, this is such a significant thing.
Yeah, this was the OG
product. This was the failed product of Pops, actually, because people didn't want to buy them. And these actually sold for a crazy amount. And I think some were actually... They talked about some maybe being thrown away at some point too, like because they didn't sell very well the first con, and that's when they moved to the box style. Retailers had these. Like, I still have OG box that has the clip on the back.
Hang tags. I got a couple hang tags.
Like the Robin, the old OG Robin with the.
My Darth Maul has a hang tag.
Yeah, so like these kind of were made for retail, so they could put them on there. You see what's in it, you get it, but then they realized people wanted to take them out but not ruin the packaging, and they moved to the box style, I think. But this I would love to have the three of these, if not just Batman, but I'd love the whole set. And for 2010 pieces, 2010, it's not crazy low, but I think these will go pretty hot because. What are the originals going
2,000 pieces is, or 2010 pieces is low. I feel like for the community right now, where 99.5% of collectors, nobody has these. So a lot of people, I feel like the Batman is clearly going to be the most popular one, probably followed up by Penguin. I want the Penguin.
I'll be honest, if I only could pick one, I'd pick the Penguin out of these.
Yeah, I think Penguin's going to be a little bit more desirable than Robin. I actually like the Robin. I'd love to get all three, but I don't think I will. I think these will be all $300 plus, easy.
Yeah. I can see that.
It's going to be a crazy one, but I mean, I like this. Two different things paying kind of homage to like 15 years of Pops.
They should have done more, though. I think this is fantastic. I really do, but I think they should have leaned into it a little bit more with the whole 15 years of Pop anniversary thing, because they didn't do anything for it at WonderCon.
Or Fundays, even Fundays, they could have done more for it.
No, there was no branding on it for Fundays, no branding on it for Anime Expo. I feel like this is another thing they just were like, oh shoot,
maybe because Pops were really introduced at San Diego Comic-Con, though, John. I think that's why Pops were introduced at San Diego Comic-Con, so I think that's why it's like that's why they want to bring it back to San Diego.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean,
from a business perspective, like if you have an anniversary of your most successful product, I would be celebrating this from January 1st all the way through December 31st. And once again, this is actually very inconsistent with a lot of their other anniversaries. Look at the 65th anniversary of the Disney parks. You know, look at the 85th
Well, yeah,
anniversary
Disney
of
celebrates
Disney does
the for 3
every year.
years.
but that's
You
what
do
I'm
it every
saying.
5
Like,
years
look
with
at the
every
Warner
park.
Brother 100-year line. Like, those had pops that were dropping throughout the whole year. This is the 15-year anniversary of the pop figure. Like, there should, if I was Funko, I would drop an anniversary pop every single week on the website. Be like, hey guys, this is the anniversary of the Mickey Mouse pop. Here you go.
John,
And
I think they tried that when they did those tins, and that didn't go well. So
that was different. That was
maybe they learned their lesson.
that was a bad product design.
Yes,
I think
I
one of
agree.
the crazy things, though, if you think it's only been 15 years of pops, guys.
I
Like,
know.
we've been doing the show for 5 years almost. We've been doing it for 1/3 of the time pops have been even available on
That's
the market.
crazy, right?
And you know, I have a son that's 18 years old, so he's older than Pops, like the official Funko.
My son's
Pop.
older than Pops.
So it's insane to kind of think about, like, these haven't been around that long, but like the collectible community and the people that are around them, they've gone strong for the 15 years, like compared to a lot of other things that kind of go, you know, come and go as like really quick kind of things. Like, I think the pop culture side of Funko has really kept going strong. And I mean, that shows a lot. Like, just 15 years. Like, it's hard to believe. It feels like they've been around for like 30 years.
Yeah.
But it's been 15 years.
Honestly, when you put things into perspective, I feel like I need to go do something else. Like, we've been doing this for 1/3 of the time. Pops have been around. Like, holy smokes, this has been a long time.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy, isn't it?
By the way, Dark King 131. Dude, or lady, I'm so happy that you are at Anime Expo. I heard, and I've been talking to people who are at Anime Expo all day. I heard it's like off the charts. Like, all the pops sold out in less than an hour at the booth. Like,
Did they have tickets to go to the booth though, or was it free reign?
I don't know. I think it was just Hunger Games style. Whoever got to the front. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's a little different style. I know we have a friend that went out to Anime Expo, but there wasn't anything I needed. I wanted to check out some of the other stuff though. Like, I wanted to see who else was out there, but they go to a lot of the Artist Alley and all those kind of things. That's some of my favorite part to look around too.
I am salty. I am like 1% salty though, that I'm so happy that Anime Expo is doing so well, but unfortunately I just feel like it's even more reason for Funko to continue to lean into their anime fan community and kind of forget about other parts of their fan community. Like, Anime Expo got a great lineup, and like Star Wars Celebration got a reused Jar Jar mold.
Yeah, but Star Wars is like, the problem is it's like one fandom, where Anime Expo has so many different pieces of fandom.
I disagree, because
such a bigger
Star Wars is
universe.
so big. Like, I think, and this is just me, I think you can equate Star Wars to being a perfect reflection of anime, because you can be an anime collector, right? Hear me out. And you could only like One Piece, or you could only like My Hero, or you could only like Naruto, right? It's the same with Star Wars. There's some people that only like the original trilogy, that only like the prequels, that only like Bad Batch or Clone Wars or Rebels. Like, you have these little like tribes within the overarching universe. So I don't know. I just think that I'm always going to be a champion of Star Wars, because that's what I love. But hey, you know what? If you're an anime fan, it's a good time.
I think anime just has such a huge different fan base of like people that aren't also. It's like the pops haven't always been anime based until the last few years. If you really think about it, like, when did we get our first One Piece pop? Like 2 years ago? Like, it's not been that long. When did we get our first like Hunter x Hunter pop? Not that long. And One Piece has how many episodes? Like 100, like over 1,000 episodes. Like, it's insane that they're just finally getting some of these licenses of these big fandoms. So it's really a fandom they need to continue to attack and go after. I think this is perfect.
Yeah, but I mean, that's fine. I think they should do that. I agree with you there, but you cannot focus, like, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Like, you can't focus so much on one part. You're gonna lose customers other places. Like, because if you don't drop exclusives, like, I'm upset. Like, this is the first year in a while, like, Star Wars is not it's not a part of San Diego Comic-Con whatsoever. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here if anybody has a solid argument as to why Star Wars is not included with Funko here in 2025 at arguably the biggest convention of the year, like, please, by all means.
John,
And
you know what part of the problem is, though? Star Wars has been a mess for the last couple years. Like, and listen, I agree. I can think, and you could think of like 10 or 15 things that I'd love to still see. The problem is the general audience people would not have a clue who Asajj Ventress is and who every clone commander available is, because unfortunately Star Wars, like if you go with something that has been like recently released, like what are they gonna put out there? Like I really loved Andor.
Okay, so I mean, bring up the anime catalog, and I would venture to say most people in here probably wouldn't know who any of those characters are.
I bet you you're wrong. I bet you that. See, and that's
Or
where
the people that watch the anime.
I think that's where you're getting into Josh's thing of, like, I watch One Piece, like, and I'm a huge Star Wars person, but I watch One Piece. You're gonna find other people that watch Star Wars, but you're also gonna have them watch, Hunter x Hunter or Attack on Titan, or man, I love being like I've loved whipping out the anime knowledge that I've only got because of Pops, but you know what I'm saying? Demon Slayer or something like that, or Naruto. Like there's so many different fandoms in that they can touch on those without a problem.
Well,
I think Star Wars, I think it's hard to, and listen, I'm saying this with like, I hate it too. Like I hate that we don't, I was very disappointed, honestly, with the entire SDCC lineup because it is very anime heavy, and I understand why.
Here's
but
2 pages of what I mainly want from SDCC. Like if I had
David, I said I loved Andor.
I'm glad that you want these, but unless you're going to be shelling out big bucks, you're not going to be able to get them.
I mean,
that's the reality of the situation. Which also, I don't want to get too far away from Albie's comment. I mean, I do want to address Albie's comment in a couple minutes here.
But I think, that's the thing. I could not buy 10 other pops, and I could buy one of these.
That's true. That's a fair point.
Like,
yeah,
that's the thing you have to think about.
$400 on various, some various pops. Yeah, you could get one Batman or one
Batman or one Robin or whatever, or you wait and see how they do. Like maybe these aren't going to be as hot as people think.
Yeah,
I haven't got the feeling on these yet from the community. I think these are going to be crazy just because they're blind box. Like anything.
Yeah, these will be crazy because you're going to have all the flippers and all the people going after these.
Oh,
yeah. That 100
will be a
I mean,
bloodbath.
if you score, I would say anything outside of the 2,000 piece, you're going to make big money. And if you get the 2,000 piece, you'll still walk
even
away
if
with a few
you
bucks.
don't open it. Like if it's sealed,
you don't. Oh yeah, that's another great point. Yeah,
and have people bid, like go crazy.
Oh yeah,
there was Kelsey just said, as someone who doesn't watch anime or Star Wars, I do feel like I've seen a lot of the same molds for Star Wars. It just feels like they've exhausted that line. And I agree. And that's kind of the heart of the problem. Like they've exhausted the Luke Skywalker, the Darth Vader.
Also exhausted the storylines though, too, I think. They gotta get some like
no, they refuse to tap into the heart of what a lot of this, up and coming, my generation, next generation behind me, like we are all like prequel fans, diehard Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch. Like we want those characters. And other companies, I mean, Lego's dropping some bangers August 1st, and they're going all in on the prequels, and they're going to get a lot of Star Wars people's money. And Funko is missing out. And that's why I will not stay quiet. Like I will constantly bring this to light, because if we are just quiet and we just go off into the dark, then Funko's not going to care. They're gonna be like, all right, see, there's no more Star Wars people. And I even, somebody else just said, unfortunately, Future Guy said, unfortunately, just way more people go to Anime Expo than to Star Wars Con. Actually, as per the results of today's attendance at Anime Expo, it says there was roughly 100,000 people at Anime Expo today. 155,000 people were at Star Wars Celebration Japan. Yeah, you could say 100,000 here, 100,000 there. It's about the same probably when you boil it down, because there's also different people that go different days. I think there's plenty of people who love Star Wars, who collect Star Wars in various forms, that would be all in if Funko actually gave us some new characters, some different molds. Like, stop giving us the same stuff and wondering why it's not selling. Like, they didn't put a Star Wars exclusive in their San Diego Comic-Con lineup because Star Wars probably hasn't been selling well. Well, guess what? You're not giving us any good pops to buy except for like Star Killer and a couple one-offs.
We got another Ezra not that long ago.
That's part of the problem. We're good. We got enough Ezras. Like, it's got to be, if you've already put out like 5 or 6 characters of a pop, and maybe this is where it differs from anime, right? Is anime, like, is there so many people that collect anime that they can continue to put out Naruto Uzumaki and it doesn't matter what pose he's in, he's going to sell? Same thing with like Vegeta and Dabi and like all these things. Is that the thing where we're at with anime, where anime is just much younger?
I don't think so. Because I think at a certain point, though, I saw, like, for example, Dragon Ball Z really slowed down, like, people wanting it and buying it. Like, you saw that on some of the different ones. Like, My Hero Academia is a great example of pops they've started making very kind of more obscure characters of, and it kind of really slowed down. Like,
they slowed down big time because those things were...
And they produced so many in a short amount of time. It almost killed it. But also, they produced some very, like, I haven't watched the latest season, but I watched like a lot of seasons of My Hero Academia. And at the point, it was like these characters are very obscure. They're not a huge piece of it or random things. And I think sometimes that like it's hard sell for a giant market. Now, if you had a 1,000 piece or something like that, and they can produce it at the new value that they're selling these like new higher pieces at, that's a different story. And I think that's a good test for them. Funko has been testing that because they want to see if they can produce something at a lower count that then they can produce something like we just saw, a 5,000 piece, sell it for $25 instead of $15 or $18, and still recoup the money because of the selling less of them for people for a more premium piece or a less like fewer piece count piece they have to make up their money for and sell out quick. I think that's, the piece of it. One of the other things with anime, it's so easy to convert to like pop format. I think animations, like I think anything that's animation wise, it's a lot easier to convert into a pop format than it is compared to people. Like people, and I know Vince isn't a big fan of people.
Not a people pop person.
So you have to have something really unique, and at a certain point, and they overdo it. Who knows if it's a licensing issue or whatever like that too. Like, why do we produce 50,000 Grogus? Like there's a good new movie coming out soon, Mando and Grogu. Like, how many are we going to get? Like, are we going to get the glow 1,000 piece Grogu? We're not all waiting for that, but that's going to like come. I think it's just, but also I will say Funko's doing a great line of other stuff too. Like, stuff that you might not even collect, John, that has been going on and producing like TV shows and movies and
no,
things
I think
like
they're doing a great job. But once again, like if you're pleasing 75% of your audience but dissing the other 25%, I'm just using those as like hypothetical numbers with all this stuff. I mean, how do Marvel fans feel right now? Like I feel like the first good wave of Marvel pops, was put behind an NFT wall. So it's just I think that I understand that anime is paying the bills. I also want to bring up too, I don't think that Funko is at a point now where they have to worry about, can we afford to make a limited piece? They can afford to make a limited piece. Like they're making so much money in so many different markets and so many different avenues. Like they're trying to expand to every part of the globe. I think they're making enough money where they can afford to be like, hey, you know what? We're going to make a 100 piece pop and we're going to put it up on Funko's website. And it's going to be whatever it falls in the tier ranking, $50 each or $75 each. It would sell out in a heartbeat. And even if they break even, it would bring so much hype to the brand and cause so much awareness for something that limited that it would make them money tenfold because of just all the positive media that it would bring to the Funko brand. So I feel like that argument kind of doesn't work anymore because they're such a big company. Years ago, before they went public, yeah, sure, they got to worry about every single release. And I'm sure, like, if I was sitting here talking to the CEO, she'd be like, well, we still have to worry about every release. And I get that. But at a certain point, like, you have to realize that, like, if something you do, actually, oh, that's fire. I didn't even see that. If
it's already sold out, John.
Oh, good. When did it show up?
Today.
Oh, sick! This is cool.
Hot Topic exclusive 9,500 piece. Now they could release some more. It was kind of a pre-order, but yeah, glow in the dark.
But this is fire. Why wasn't this the
Spider-Man.
San Diego Comic-Con exclusive? This should have been the one instead of the sensational
even
Spider-Man.
better. It's a Hot Topic exclusive, which we all can get. So if we wanted to.
Well, okay, so that's actually a perfect segue into what Alex said a couple minutes ago. I don't want to lose this question because I think it's a really good talking point for everything that we have going on right now. So Alex said, what do you guys think about the price of the San Diego Comic-Con bundle deal? $615 for 25 pieces for the bundle, but there's no show only exclusives included in this bundle. I think this is the biggest.
The bundles make zero sense unless you're getting something special. Like, what is the point of the bundle?
Exactly.
What's the point? Just you could get one of everything.
The point of the bundle has to be either that, like, okay, if I buy this bundle, I'm getting
something from the show or something.
Well, not even that. They could go, if they didn't want to do that, they should do that. But if they didn't want to go that route, they could say, hey, if I buy everything in the bundle, if I divide it, like,
you get a discount of 30% or 20%.
Like I'm getting the pops.
Right. You got to get
like
something.
$15 each. I'm getting them for like $9 each. So I would actually, if I'm going to go resell some of them, I've got room to play with. But if the $615 divided by the 25, it actually comes out to like $24 and change per pop, which is not a good deal at all.
Why would anybody do the bundle though?
There's no like super limited pieces, so
there's no incentive at all.
That's what I wanted to bring up.
Anyway.
There's literally no point in buying the bundle.
Where was the bundle posted? I haven't seen the bundle.
I think Funko Pop News had it, maybe. Yeah, the bundle is pointless unless you're just adding points to your account. Yeah, that's a great point, Travis. Exactly.
Even then, you should even then just buy them all individually at whatever point in the
Yeah.
Who's buying everything? Like,
unless you're like a secondary retailer, like maybe like $7 a pop or Fugitive. Maybe
okay, that's fair. I mean,
but like regular,
that's a good point.
I'm not going in like. If I'm a regular person, right? We're all regular people.
Yeah, I'm regular.
We're all regular, right? Actually. Like you got to put in, like, if I'm guaranteed some of those show only pieces, like if they would have said, hey, it's $615 for the bundle, but you get a blind Huckleberry Hound and 3 of the clamshells, I'd be like, done. Here's, I'll scrape up, I'll figure out, I'll move some money around. Like, heck yeah, because I'm getting those limited pieces. I don't have to fight with everybody else. That would entice so much more traffic to the website. I don't know why they don't do that. Like, it just blows my mind.
So the only thing that's show only are the Barbie, which no one if you want that, good for you. But I think it'll be there. And then there's another what is it? Of course, the Voltron, which I don't think would be that's a whole separate style anyway.
Yeah, that's the Chan. That's probably not in the bundle.
And then the
right?
Batman, that's copy in the NFT Batman.
There's no reason why Jumbo Chan should be separate, but everything else, if I'm buying the San Diego Comic-Con pop bundle, it should include one of every single pop.
You know what? The Huckleberry Hound is actually on Funko.com, so it should include Huckleberry Hound. So it's a Funko.com. It's not a show exclusive.
Oh, is it really?
From what I saw, it
shows on their. Let me bring it up. I just looked on. Unless they screwed up their whole layout of stuff, but look, it's up here on top. Or Funko Shop exclusive. The only things that are con related are these down here.
Oh yeah.
Show only are the one right underneath early links. Everything else up here is funkoshop.com, so Huckleberry should be included. Clamshells aren't.
Oh well, that's kind of fun. I'm happy for us.
So Huckleberry might be the one worth it. I don't know if it's included in that bundle.
I would be surprised though, because from what I read, it said there's no limited pieces that are included, including the other Batman and Robin too.
Oh really? That makes no sense. If they're Funko.com, they should be included then.
You'd think.
Yeah, how are they coming up with $600 though? There's not that much stuff there.
I couldn't. I tried to bring up the link and it didn't work.
Some of it's big, unless they're factoring in $30 for the Tank Girl ride and stuff like that. And then who's the guy with all his wives? That thing's probably $60.
Oh, that's right.
Is that Tengen?
It's
that
Demon
giant
Slayer.
Pokemon too. You get the giant Pokemon.
Dude, they could do. Oh my god, if they could do like for anime, like Tengen with all his wives, if that's the person, if I'm remembering it wrong, they could do
You're
Anakin.
throwing Tengen right under the bus here.
Can you imagine if they did Anakin killing a bunch of kids for the Order 66? Like that would be insane. Like
Jenna,
that
is that
would
what you
That
think
would
that's
sell.
what that's the scene that we should be getting?
I think people would buy it. I would buy it.
Yeah,
Weird that
probably.
they're showing it on their list though. Like Huckleberry says is SCC only, that's Diamond, but they're showing the mystery one up there, so their graphics wrong then.
Yeah, I think their graphics.
I mean, that's a strong possibility.
Not a surprise.
I'm still upset. No. I'm not upset. I'm just surprised that we're at a point. Oh God, what is that? We're at a point with anime that like that Funko is going, like they are thinking outside of the box, and I'm excited for the anime collectors. I'm really happy for you guys. I think it's awesome that you're getting such crazy pops. But from an outsider looking in, I'm like, this dude is literally sitting on a throne surrounded by his wives. Like, come on, like we could get some, and not even I'm not even saying this just for Star Wars. If you want to back up, I mean, come on, they could have done a little bit better with some of the DC stuff for San Diego Comic-Con, like Marvel. Okay, like I'm talking about the stuff.
Why you don't like the art
collect.
series ones?
No, I don't like the art series.
No,
those are bad.
So we did get some Thrilljoy news this week. One of them was found out that you can get this for free at your Hot Topic on the 9th. So July 9th, next Wednesday.
They'll be dropping it tomorrow, probably on the 4th.
So if you have rewards, it's supposed to be at Hot Topic only at your stores. So Hot Topic's usually at their stores is pretty good about releasing things on time. Like I will say, they are probably one of the better retailers of holding stuff back and not releasing it until it's release day. But they're giving these away for free. So if you go to your Hot Topic, you can claim one if you have a Hot Topic reward membership. If you don't want it, go claim it for someone else. There is a shot at a chase, of course, but there's also a shot at a 1-in-1, like translucent Frodo with the ring that gives you a trip to New Zealand, by the way. So you win a trip to New Zealand to visit Hobbiton and all that. So that would be really awesome.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
They're paying for somebody to go to New Zealand?
Yep.
If you get the 1-on-1, you're going to New Zealand.
And you get a 1-on-1, which I'm sure will be worth a lot of money, too.
I don't believe that.
What, the trip to New Zealand?
I doubt they're paying for somebody to go to New Zealand. No way.
You
know how expensive it is to go to New Zealand?
It's a legal contest, yeah.
I mean, if they just put it out there and then they don't do it, I think there's going to be a problem.
Well, they've done that before already. I mean, look at the pre-order stuff that they've fallen through on. So I'd like to meet the person, or at least find out who actually can we bookmark this moment in time. I would like to know if they follow through on this trip to New Zealand, because it is very expensive to get there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, very expensive to give away your product, 7,500 products at every Hot Topic. So
I'm surprised. Well,
I mean, this is
watch them be like, nobody won the trip to New Zealand, so we're gonna auction it off on Whatnot.
Maybe. They did have some reveals. So they had some SDCC reveals that we saw from UCC Distributing, I think, kind of post a lot of SDC exclusives stuff, and they posted some of these. So we have Batman here with the chase. Batman here.
Really quick, Ryan has a great question in the chat. He says, if you had to guess price-wise, what do we think the clamshells settle at after the con? I try not to give into the FOMO, but with those, it will be tough. I think they'll be around 200-ish, like after.
Yeah, I was literally going to say 200. That's where I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe like a little bit higher, like 220 for
maybe
Batman.
Depending on the figure. Like
yeah,
Robin might be last.
Robin. Yeah.
Batman will be the most. Penguin will probably be second.
Yeah, I would say out of the gate, 2,000 piece pop or clams, 2,000 piece item like that. I think you're probably talking around 300. But I think things have definitely come. Like if it was a couple years ago, I think we're talking maybe a different price. But I think it'll sell.
Actually, some people might not even know what they are, and you never know what they'll go for too. Like you go into the right auction where people have no idea what they're selling and don't care and just want to sell it because they bought it for $20. you might get a deal on them too.
Yeah.
I will say that Vince and I both got stuff from SDCC last year at really good prices that no one had a clue on what they bought. But
I think we got it for lower than probably what you get it for now.
Yeah. So you never know. I would always keep your eye out, but don't go into the FOMO. Definitely.
That was not financial advice. I think we got to put the disclaimer out there.
No, and also like
buy at your own discretion.
Somebody, Seth also had a great question that in regards to Thrilljoy here. He said, "Do you think Funko's recent hyper focus on piece counts have anything to do with the rise of Thrilljoy?" I think it's partially, but I think Funko is making a change. I think they were kind of leaning back in towards being a collectible company before Thrilljoy really came onto the scene. I think they've adjusted their stance in regards to their in-person events because of Thrilljoy. But I mean, moving forward, like Thrilljoy's got a lot of problems now behind the scenes, which are going to come to light very soon. So I don't even think Thrilljoy is going to be around for much longer. So I don't think Funko is going to be worrying about them too much. But
wow.
Beavis and Butthead, I don't get. Like, I think this is from a very particular episode, but I don't know how these will do. I know it's from, I think, when they take peyote or something like that.
Yeah.
And like
these are cool. These are crazy.
These are crazy looking, but like it's just a weird, very weird, obscure.
It might have been part of the movie.
Yeah, I think part of the movie. Yeah. So, this was another one announced, Voltron, which we've seen Funko do a lot of Voltron recently.
Yeah, what's up with Voltron? Everybody's doing Voltron stuff. These
Voltron is BA
pumping it out too.
I don't. These look like 8-bit.
Yeah, I don't really.
I like the Funko Voltron better. I
like the Funko. Like I kind of go back and forth. Like the turtle stuff, I actually like the turtle stuff better in Thrilljoy than I did like the sodas. But pop wise, Voltron is 100 times better than this one, just in my opinion. I do the black and the yellow looks kind of cool though. I like that it's different, but it's not. I'm not a huge fan of these in particular.
Yeah, Ryan, that's a great point. Around $200 isn't horrible with the OG clamshells being as high as they are. It's a steal. I think the OG clamshells being as high as they are, and if Funko doesn't do any more clamshells, you're going to see a lot of people. I mean, if sellers, like if Whatnot sellers and flippers, if they're knowledgeable and they go, hey, that glow green lantern clamshell is 4 Gs, I'm going to sell my Batman for $500. They might get it if they're able to word it correctly.
Yeah. Depends on how many they give out a day too, and like how people get them and who buys them up first and all that kind of stuff, and how much people have to buy them off of other people at the con to then try to sell.
The other thing too is as they bounce around, like that's a great point, Josh. As they bounce around from people's hands, how is that packaging gonna how is that gonna hold up?
So Wacko, Yakko, and Dot, we got the Animaniacs. It's gonna be a hard set to collect because Wacko is 6,000. Dot, I'm guessing, is the chase. They didn't show it, but I'm guessing she's the chase because Yakko is 96 pieces.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a hard set to have all three. That's a bad thing about like this kind of thing with Thrilljoy is like it makes completing a set very, very hard for people. But but it's fun with three. It makes sense. It kind of flows. They're different figures. So hopefully people have fun with those. They have previewed a couple other things. So we can guess what all these are. I pretty much know what all these are, but Superman's pretty obvious there. So I'm guessing they're having a Superman Thrilljoy. Their Mummy Thrilljoy.
Yeah, I would say Mummy and
hopefully Universal Mummy. I'm hoping Universal Monsters.
I was surprised that Funko went so heavy with like Batman and Robin stuff for San Diego Comic-Con and not a Superman pop.
Yeah. Well,
honestly, what blows my mind too is how there wasn't a new Freddy Superman at Fundays with the new Superman logo and everything. Like that would have gone so well with all the existing Freddy Supermans. Like that's another missed opportunity. And how they didn't have Proto as Crypto. Like, come on.
I think they missed the boat on a lot of the
no theming.
Yeah, the theming did not flow.
No.
And they're gonna go unless they're thinking the flip side, like they're just gonna go so heavy with Fantastic Four, as I see a lot of companies are doing. Like 100soft revealed their Galactus figure that they're gonna have at San Diego Comic-Con, so I think it's gonna be like all Marvel, all Fantastic Four.
I don't think Funko's doing it. There wasn't anything Marvel, was there?
The Biddies, Fantastic Four,
yeah,
and the robot and Herbie
and Biddies. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Garbage Pail Kids, yeah.
Then, I think it's Atom Bomb from.
I think for them, Thrilljoy, what they could have going for them, the best thing they could have going for them is actually every single piece they did at San Diego Comic-Con. First, they're raising their price already, which is kind of crazy for a con. $25. If all of them had super chases, I would get it. Like all three of these, everything.
Thrilljoy's raising their prices already.
Yeah, $25 for a con sticker one.
It's very bold of them.
Yeah, I thought so. Like I $20 retail. I don't think they're any different in figure wise, but I mean Funko really isn't any different in figure wise. Also doing at a con, so maybe it's the price of being at a con. But I'm surprised that I don't think they could sell out at a con. Thrilljoy with this many.
I don't either.
They definitely won't sell out.
The retail partners were big. This actually last one, I would probably say Gilman has been the most sold one that I've seen everywhere. Like it's sold out almost everywhere. The Universal Monsters, I could see that with the Mummy. If they do a Mummy one, it doing very well, especially if it has super chases and stuff like that. Yeah. I think that's the best thing they have going for them. Those 96-piece super chases give people the hunt. I mean, people are going to buy more than one or two.
So Seth says, curious why you don't think Thrilljoy will be around long. Two reasons, and more will come to light as we get with more events with Thrilljoy and everything. But number one is their customer service is terrible. Funko had a couple years where their customer service wasn't great, and they turned it around. Shipping standards are much better. Their response time to emails and everything. But from what I hear, it's getting worse and worse, and they're just not doing right by customers. And when you don't do right by customers so early in your company's lifespan, you could potentially lose people forever. Like I'm out. Like I'm done. I will never buy another Thrilljoy exclusive. And the main reason why I will never buy another I've only bought one, but I will never buy another one is just because they're not treating the people that work for them right. And I think that's messed up. So because of that, and if I hear them turn around and they start treating people better, I'll change my tune. But from right now, for where I stand, I think a company is defined by how they treat people, no matter what line of service you're in. And if you're not treating people right, I don't want to support that company.
Fair.
We saw that one. John missed out.
I'm so bummed I missed out on that. I gotta go.
I don't know if they'll drop more, but they were on Hot Topic site and they sold out pretty quick. Like for 9,500 pieces, I don't know if they dropped them all, and they'll have some in stores as well too. But they're pre-order only kind of thing. So I don't know if they'll drop some in stores as well too, John. But
yeah, I'll be on the lookout. I really like this figure. This is one of the.
I might have an extra one for you too, if you need one.
Oh,
I might have an extra one. I might.
Yeah, I'll pay you double.
Triple. I mean, I'm a flipper.
He was expecting triple. I was gonna say double.
There you go.
Triple. You got some friends. You're not
Anime Expo. You talked about Anime Expo a little bit. The lines have been crazy for Funko booths. I really wasn't super impressed actually with a lot. I mean, I'd love the Godzilla, but he's huge, so I don't think I'm going to get him. But, the limited piece one, of course, sells out first. That's obvious. Typically, I don't think anything else has sold out. I haven't been on there. I just think from what I've seen of other anime molds, this was like not as impressive as other molds. I don't know. For me, at least, why it's like for mold styles and like anime I would go after, this probably would have been the least likely ones I would buy. But,
yeah, Pop Analyst, that's a great point. 9,500 Stitches sold out at Box Lunch. So
yeah,
but Stitches like
they'll release them in stores as well too. So that the Stitch, like I picked up in stores like a week after.
Yeah,
but Stitch just defies supply and demand. Like it just they can never satisfy the Stitch collectors. Like it's uncanny.
Yeah, I think stores you can definitely go in. Like I said, check your local store. Some people might have missed it because I grabbed some like a week or two after it sold out. I saw them in there. I was like, oh, there's 2 of them, and I grabbed one and I sent one to Norway, because I knew she wouldn't be able to grab it. So, this one looks awesome though. Like,
that does look cool.
Space Godzilla. All right, so I had to find out what I couldn't like.
Looks
I've
like
seen a lot of
Dragon.
Godzillas, and I didn't know what Space Godzilla was about. So Space Godzilla is a genetic clone, brother from another mother, Godzilla that was cloned in like space or whatever. And the Space Godzilla versus Godzilla, it was a movie in, I think, maybe early 90s or something like that.
That
But,
sounds like something that come out in the 90s.
Yeah, so Space Godzilla, this one looks awesome though. I don't know about the box size, if it's crazy big box size, but it looks cool.
Probably.
I mean, a lot of them should be able to fit in a regular box, but sometimes they don't. I don't think it glows. It doesn't have a glow sticker. It should. It'll probably have a glow version next week. Just wait.
Limited.
I think that's it. I think, yep, that's all the slides I have. So we covered a lot. I don't know if you want to talk about anything from Fundays, John. That
I just want to say I am very grateful for our community. I think there was, I kind of said this in our video, or my video that I did the other day. Like, there was a lot of negativity a week ago. Crazy, Vince, like the turnaround, right? Like,
what did we say?
So well, yeah, we said, stay positive. You never know, and look what happened. So I'm very thankful to our community for staying positive and just being, ambassadors of hope, that just things are going to turn out okay. And I heard such great things at Fundays, which everybody I talked to, it just kind of made me regret that we couldn't pull together a trip. But it sounded really good. Just every different topic of conversation I heard, from just how things were being handled to the fact that, people didn't feel as stressed because it was a nice 3-day event. It wasn't like, oh my God, like I got to get to the party, I got to wait in line, then you got to get to the event. And then, you want to see people, but there's also a show going on. So you can't necessarily like talk to your friends. So I think Funko did a great job. And I know some people were a little bit apprehensive for Fundays being its own standalone event instead of being tied to San Diego Comic-Con. But moving forward, I really hope they do it like this moving forward. And I think the biggest thing that I am very just humbled by, and I'm very vocal now on just how I think the CEO and whoever's representing the face of Funko, how they should be involved in the community. And from what I heard, the CEO was going around and talking to people and introducing herself and asking people where they were from, what they collect, what they think of Funko at the moment. So hearing that she went around and did that scores a lot of points with me. And the fact that she actually cares, and she has a team who's paying attention to the community, and people were going around to different content creators and thanking them for what they do. Like, that meant a lot, even though I wasn't there. Like, just hearing that from other people that I spoke to, like, I think that's huge.
Yeah, I feel like they did a good job, just to kind of touch back on what we were saying at the beginning, or what I was saying at the beginning. The theming might not have been 100% there. Like, couple of the things we could nitpick, with the, having all the lanterns and that kind of thing. But overall, I was happy with everything. I thought the way Fundays turned out, and like you said, John, I see nothing but positive, because you know what it's about when you get together like that. It's only about the interactions and the people, really. That's like the biggest thing, is any reason that we can get together as collectors. Like, that's usually what it's about. Like, my favorite part of going to NYCC was, hanging out with you guys here, but meeting the 1 or 2 people that actually knew who we were, and then meeting all the people that knew John and Josh. That was actually the bigger part for me, because then I got to be a cameraman and do that kind of stuff. But for real, I think it's that's what it's kind of about. And it's good to hear that the CEO was out there, because this is that touch point that I think this is important. This is why it is important. I think they could just button it up a little bit tighter next year with a couple of the minor tweaks. But honestly, I thought it was a pretty darn good. It was, and thank you for doing pretty much every single Freddy I had ever dreamed of. This was fantastic.
This was a Vince Fundays.
It was a Vince Fundays. Like, literally, I can't believe I'm keeping every single pop that I got. and there's a couple more I still got to pick up, which is insane because I got 3 boxes and I'm keeping everything. So no, it was good. I enjoyed it this year, and I thought it was better. I was not down. I was still excited last year or last week when we were talking, and I was even more excited when I started seeing boxes release, and then after opening our stuff, even triple down excited. So yeah, I thought it was a good year.
The only thing I will just piggyback on is they still had terrible marketing beforehand, and there was people that were messaging us throughout the weekend still asking if this was the real box of fun and if the actual box of fun was going to be dropping in July for San Diego Comic-Con. So clearly a lot of people were confused, and I think that was the biggest factor as to why the box didn't sell out the day that it was dropped. I think people just didn't know that it was dropping, and several dozen people told us that they only knew it was dropping because they saw that we were live on a random Wednesday in the morning, and they came over and they realized what was going on. So I think that collectively, the three of us, were probably a big reason as to why they sold a couple thousand boxes, because we're the ones getting the word out.
I think it does. I think they need to lean on their content creators definitely for those kind of things, like getting that word out about that kind of stuff and clearing up, especially the people that buy regularly. Like every year, these people are going to buy a box of fun, and want to know what's going on, what's happening. Also, whoever got the leaks out about the lanterns, I think that was a hurt for them.
I think that hurt big time, that was really unfortunate.
And really unfortunate because the boxes overall, like we just opened our boxes tonight and recorded our video, and that will probably put it out tomorrow. But it was that like for people, the boxes were actually, that was the small part of boxes, both online and in person, and people need to understand that. I think that those kind of things scare people away, and then it doesn't help when people on social media or have influence over people hype that up way too much and make it like we all talked about. I know, like we know there's going to be other stuff in there. We're don't think this is gonna. Yeah, and I think it like that kind of news like just scares people. It's kind of like anything else on the news.
And that's on the leakers too. Like they should not have spread that image, because first off, that image was not even real pops. That was just glam shots. And we all knew, but some people thought, we saw people talking in the group chats, people message us and stuff, and they were like, is the box literally all lanterns? And I have a shot at the 50-piece Wonder Woman. Like, people who haven't been around as long as we have, or as long as some of you guys have in the chat, like, it's not their fault. They just don't know, So, Chaser, man, God, I saw your comment on our video, and Joanna and I saw that, and we were like, I don't know. I don't know how Funko could be successful with just a box full of all lanterns. Like,
no, they would not be successful.
That would have ended Fundays. So, I mean, if you think the best part of the box was the lanterns, like, unfortunately, like, I still think it was the worst part. It was the laziest part. And I think it kind of negates everything that you do on your own page with all your beautiful customs and all the awesome creations that you do.
You know what, though, John?
It blows my mind. Like,
that one picture, though, of seeing all that is really, I think, what ruined it. Because I'll be honest with you, I got 3 boxes and we pulled a lantern, 1 lantern. I'll be honest, if I didn't see that picture and not seeing like every single combination under the sun and what was all there, I would have never known that there was 14 lanterns. Do you know what I'm saying? And I would have never felt like I had to be scared about it. You know what I mean? Like there was, I guess there was a chance of that happening, but and unfortunately some people did pull multiple lanterns. It's so, that
the lanterns, here's how the lanterns could have been fire though. If the lanterns were all different molds, and if you took them all out of box, they created like, if they were all different molds, you could create like a cool lantern core scene. Like, I would be all over the lanterns if there was at least 3 or 4 different molds. But since they're all the same mold, I just want the regular like Freddy as Green Lantern, and I'm good. I don't really.
Yeah, it really felt like the Chrome this year with the lanterns, and I said in our video, like I kind of understand they had to fill it up. What I would have liked to seen is, would it have been the end of the world if we got one 10,000 piece and they did a chase lantern? Do you know what I mean? Did
It's
something like
just
that.
pathetic. It's just pathetic though, because when you see the quality of the other stuff that they put out, like the Michael Myers Freddy and some of the cool
Yeah,
Frannies,
like why did they have to fill the box with those?
it's
You
like
know what I
it's like
mean?
it's
Because
like
they
you
have
ran
done
a
2 more
race.
characters.
It's like
You
you
know,
ran a race at your fastest pace for
So I
90%
have
of
a
it,
question
and
about
then
this.
you got to that 90% mark and you just crawled the rest of the way. Like finish the job. Like give us an all-round cool thing with amazing molds. The Voltron, like, oh, really quick though, can I rant about this? How does the Voltron Freddy have a helmet and the Freddy is in him, but Iron Man is just a head swap and Star Lord
that's
is just a head swap? Like, come on,
Yeah.
like that is just a perfect example of like your just your quality standards not being consistent across the board. Like, come on, like they can make such really cool figures. Do it all the way with everything. Don't just do it with most of your stuff and then just go, here's the rest.
So I have a question about this one. It says they didn't leak it. That it was on the Funko. It wasn't ever on the Funko site. Someone had to pull it from the SKU behind the scenes, like the same people that pull number counts and quantity counts and stuff like that. It was never for download on the Funko site through the Box of Fun. Like I didn't see it unless they pulled it really quick. Someone accidentally dropped it on there.
I didn't see it. I heard it was.
But I looked and checked, and I couldn't find it, and I wanted to know to verify like where it came from. So I'm curious about who pulled it. Like if you have like, oh, I pulled it, but it was for the SKU through, like that's a back end thing. It's not saying Funko didn't accidentally have it in the back end somewhere there, but they decided never to put it up. I don't know. But on the app it was on. Weird.
Oh, Colin says he found it without checking SKUs. Oh, okay. Regardless of how it was leaked,
people use
that's
that.
just something. That's just something that the leakers and the news sources, like, you should not spread something like that unless it's a real picture. Because when I first saw it, like anybody could have made that picture. Like if you had the design for one of those Freddys, you could. It looked like someone just copied and pasted.
Oh, I thought it was
with a different
like
color.
AI.
Yeah, I thought it was AI. You know, so. I don't know. I just think it was extremely lazy on Funko's end, and then it was just made worse by all the big news outlets because it just put everybody in a frenzy. And then Vince and I had to play cleanup on PFO, and for like 24 hours, I felt like we were just trying to calm people down. And then all of a sudden, Friday happened, and then everybody was super excited again. So it's just, it was a wild skew of emotions. So. Honestly, yes, Dave, the John Cena Freddy was incredible. Like there was just so many good ones, and like even the Man at Arms Freddy. Like when Funko takes the extra, I feel like 10 minutes and actually takes Freddy and puts him as the character, not a head swap. Like actually takes some time to detail Freddy as if he was truly either cosplaying the character or being one with the character. Like those are the best Freddys in my opinion. Like head swap Freddys and Frannies, like we got to stop with that. It's 2025. Funko, you're a toy company, you're a collectible company, you have artists, you pay people, use them. Like get creative, get people excited about your product, make people in Sweden get Fundays tickets so they got to fly halfway across the world so they can go to Fundays every year. Like
I mean, especially with the bigger characters, come on, like you said, Star Lord, Iron Man, like these are big characters, you know, people care about and want to see. Like it's so easy to have. You could easily have a head swap, but a little different, something different. Like they did a great job with Turtles, for example. It's not much different. It's a paint job, and like really, it's paint. Like a lot of it, and you could have done it, but it looks great. Like all the turtle ones look great.
Well, the turtle one, actually, if you look at it, I'm pretty sure the turtle one is a head swap from the pop that came in the box, the Freddy that
probably
came
like
with
colors
the bag.
and different colors and stuff like that. But I mean, even that shows effort. Like
yeah, but exactly. I'm still fine with that. I gotta buy it. So
yeah. So
Ace, yeah, I did talk to a couple people over the weekend about potentially being a Marvel licensing issues for the head swap Freddys, but I don't think so. I think Funko just picks and chooses, you know, what they're going to do with these characters because it doesn't make sense that they're only doing it for a few characters and not for other. Like it's not just a Marvel issue. Like we've seen head swaps with other characters as well. And honestly, if I'm Funko and Marvel says, "Hey, you can't do a Freddy Funko, your own character as our character unless it's a head swap," then just I wouldn't do it. I'd be like, all right, well, I'm gonna go make another Motu character. I'm gonna make a WWE character because that's what's gonna get people excited. Like, I don't know. I'd rather not have a head swap Freddy Iron Man than have a, I want a good one. Like I want it to be high quality. Like
You
Iron
want
Man
one
is
you
such
can't
a
make
good
yourself.
character. Yeah, exactly.
It's
if I could make it
I mean,
myself,
I'm not even being like joking there.
yeah, I could buy that $10 Iron Man and a basic Freddy and make my own Iron Man Freddy, and boom, what do I need Funko for? Like Funko needs to make products that people can't make in their home with some glue.
Great.
I think that's so. I think we covered about everything tonight.
That's it, man. We
But
Ace, the one thing that does come to mind is the Doctor Strange from a few years back was not a head swap. So I don't, I don't know what the deal is with Marvel. I don't know if they changed their licensing every couple of years, but some of the Marvel Freddies haven't been head swaps. So I don't know.
No, some of them have them. A lot of them have though, because like Spider-Man was also a head swap.
Spider-Man
Carnage was not. Carnage was not a head swap.
No.
Yeah.
But maybe Carnage is not Marvel too. Does Carnage still owned by Sony? Like,
Gosh, look at you always pulling out the
getting into the weeds.
Why you gotta be so smart, huh?
Like,
hey, Loki
here. Like me.
Loki wasn't a head swap. He's right here.
Yeah, Loki was not. He had his nice.
This thing is fire. He doesn't even have no crown. Straight fire.
Love Loki.
Hopefully they can figure that out. But we did get some great pieces. I think a lot of people are happy with a lot of the stuff they got. If not, there's a lot of people willing to trade for a lot of the things. The piece counts aren't too crazy all over the place, especially with the online boxes. I think there's a lot of good even trades for people and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, like trades have been happening like by the hour in the group chats, and I'm loving it. So
I think more are coming in. I'm waiting for one more box that I got from my points. So hopefully that's a show box for me. I know Vince was lucky enough to get a show box. So if you haven't checked out his video today, make sure to do that. Jonathan's hanging out. The newest Pennsylvania resident, everybody.
Welcome, Jonathan,
from
to
moving
Pennsylvania.
That's what he's saying.
What did you think of Fundays?
It was all right. No, it was pretty good. I think in the beginning we all got worried about the lantern. I am a Funko.
See what Jonathan looks like.
He's on camera, babe. What are you talking about?
Can Jonathan do this every week? I kind of like the. I like having
with a studio audience. Yeah.
Could he laugh at more of my jokes?
I laugh at business jokes all the time.
There you go.
You promise?
For you, always.
Okay, well, see, like I said, you are welcome back every week. I do not mind whatsoever. I think this would be a good addition to the show. Was that a laugh? Did I hear?
That was a laugh. That was an authentic Jonathan laugh.
Okay, see? Okay, I feel good now. I feel good about myself now.
Michael says, are we considering going next year to Fundays? I want to go so bad. If they do this again this way, I don't want to go if it's at San Diego. I want to go if it's like this.
I think I agree, John. I would go
more
if
doable.
it's not at San Diego. San Diego,
I don't know if I could.
I don't want to deal with
crowds. I can't deal with the crowds.
You're dealing with.
I don't want to deal with San Diego
Comic-Con. Well, I mean, not the Hollywood's.
The prices too. Like you can find fair prices in LA, not during a con, all those kind of things. So I'd rather, it's just like New York, it's becoming pricing out a lot of people.
And I want to have the conversations. Like when you're at San Diego, I would assume it's kind of similar to New York. I mean, there's not really a lot of places at New York Comic Con where you can like talk to people without being bumped into, or like, eventually you have to shuttle along. Like from what I heard, it was like a perfect opportunity at Funko Hollywood. Everybody was just hanging out, talking to one another, getting to know one another, asking about collecting, and just finally putting faces to names. So that's what I want to do. That's how I want my Fundays experience to be like. Yeah. But bring sunscreen, because I saw a lot of people got sunburned, which hurt.
Need some tents. That's the biggest thing. Invest
Maybe
in
get
some
get like a caterer coming in. That would be
just a big tent. Well, they had food trucks. They had food trucks.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that's right.
Oh,
they had the food trucks.
They had food trucks. They had a beer garden.
Yeah, Wayne went. I saw Wayne got some big pictures with a lot of celebrities. So good for Wayne.
See, look at this. I mean, look at you. Imagine getting that per night in New York. New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like what the coffee costs in New York.
Too crazy. But yeah, if it's somewhere else, I think I would love to go too. So I'll meet you guys there. If it's
Linda, I know Linda's close to Hollywood, so we could finally go meet up with them out there. That would be amazing.
We all camp out in Linda's living room. That's what we're all planning on doing. We got her
She's
sleeping bag.
offering. Hey, she's offering. We don't even have to
All right, fine.
impose. She's offering, man. That's amazing.
But yeah, tents outside would be a perfect thing. I think also having like maybe some more fun activity. I know they did before when they set up like those activities outside of like HQ. They had games and you could win donations for an organization, and you could win protos and stuff by playing some different games and stuff. I think having something like that, like even giveaways, old pop stock or whatever they're doing, if you need to have some fun, some Hollywood exclusives that haven't sold for a while.
Yeah, I heard the games were a little rushed, or it wasn't like that much as far as like activity.
Not a real game,
but
yeah.
I think that's just part of like we can just attest this to this being like a trial run. They were just trying out this format and everything, but it sounds like it went 90% well with a little bit of room for improvement. So
yeah, and I think pretty much everything would be that way.
Everyone got something.
And the other thing too, the last thing I'll say about it is like, think about all the people, like so much more people got to go. And I'll always be a proponent of that. I mean, there was a couple years stretch where we all kind of said, like, don't we feel like the same people just go to Fundays every single year? I was so happy to see Wayne at Fundays. Like, there were so many people that we saw pictures of. Pop Stop was at Fundays. I mean, there's just so many people that don't get to go who got to go and experience their first Fundays this year. So I want more Funko events where more people can attend, where it's not just like a little exclusive like flipper click and everybody else is kind of locked out, and everybody just those core flippers just chew up all the exclusives, and then everybody else has to just stay home and not get the experience, and we have to pay quadruple for anything that comes out of the event.
So Vince, what do you got going on this week coming up?
Oh my God. Well, tomorrow I'm going to build a wall out in front of our lawn, and then I got to do like some planting. Like I've got a lot of work. Are you talking like as far as videos?
No. I mean that's
like
more.
You can film that. You can film
building a wall and gardening.
Oh God, you guys would love it. You would see the R-rated. I almost said X. The R-rated events, because I'll be swearing up a storm, doing that stuff. Video wise, we actually already have our videos for next week. I think we got them already filmed, and they were two pretty darn good ones. Speaking of Thrilljoy, my favorite company ever. Maybe not my favorite. I do like their products, and we did open some of them. So we've got those next week. That's pretty much it. We won't be doing an auction next week because we're going to be out of town on Wednesday next week, and that's it. We got a couple of fun videos. Make sure you guys check our video out today. I thought the box of fun, especially for us, if you know what we collect,
perfect.
We loved our box, all of them. So go watch that video. That's it. Nothing else special right now.
Awesome.
We'll have a video out tomorrow. I have some more San Diego Comic-Con updates for everybody, and then our boxes of fun got delayed. I feel like wherever we live, doesn't matter. Like New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts. I mean, we're in the middle of the woods, so our boxes got delayed, so they won't be here for another couple days. But when we do get them, we'll have that video posted. We have 4 boxes to open. Congratulations! I saw multiple people in each of our group chats get in-person boxes. Vince, I know you got an in-person box. I haven't had a chance to watch the video yet. So, and I saw a lot of people throughout the community posting they got in-person boxes. So that's another testament as to, I think Funko did a great job, and I hope they do that system again too, where it allows people. I think once people understand that that's a possibility, I don't think a lot of people knew that that was even a possibility. Otherwise, I think the boxes would have sold out a lot quicker. So I hope they continue to do that. And yeah, when we get our boxes, and we'll have it filmed. I got a new video dropping on the Lego channel tomorrow as well. So busy next few days for us.
Nice. So we should have our box of fun video dropping tomorrow. We got 4 boxes. We'll be showing off what we got. I liked what we got in our boxes overall. I scored at least a couple things I really wanted, so that was nice. And then we have another Thrilljoy video that we come with our Thrilljoy actual order from Thrilljoy that finally all arrived. And then we have mystery boxes for next week too. I think we have Vince's mystery boxes for next week.
Ooh.
Your charity mystery boxes.
Let's
So,
see how they go.
Yeah.
Were they
So
good?
we got all that.
Let's find out.
And also, if you haven't been over to Whatnot, please go bookmark our charity auction for the end of August. We kind of announced that's going to support veterans at the college. So if you haven't went over there to bookmark that, please do that. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. Reach out. We'll start promoting a little more as we get closer here, but it's end of August, so August 29th, like the last Friday of August, we're doing it. That'll give us all weekend to pack and all that kind of good stuff. But if you haven't went, we got a couple auctions this week too. So click the little QR code thing over here, I guess. If you're on your TV, you can scan it, because 53% of people watch our videos on TV, by the way, 53%. So we enjoy having you guys all join us on Thursday nights. Hopefully you're having a great one, and we'll see you next week on
John's.
channel.
Back to
John's
my channel. Oh, nice. Back to my channel. Woohoo.
All right. So everyone have a great week, and thanks for coming out. We had a good one, and good luck if you're still waiting for your box of fun. So hopefully you get something you want. It's kind of like, waiting for that special surprise to come. Have a good night, everyone.
Night, everyone.